In this tutorial, we're going to talk about one of the first things you need to learn when you're telling stories with video: sequencing. I'm Regina McCombs, and I teach at the Hubbard School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Minnesota. Sequencing video simply means recording a series of images in ways that compress time and help move your story forward. The most basic sequence of all is the wide shot, medium shot, and tight shot, plus a cutaway, detail, or transition. Often you'll hear experienced photographers urge you to get wide, medium, tight, tight, tight. Tight shots, also called close-ups or details, need to be very close. They should fill the frame. The beauty of tight shots is that they help you avoid jump cuts when you edit. Jump cuts are two or more shots edited together that make it look like your subject has abruptly jumped from doing one thing to another. The effect is jerky and jarring and may confuse your viewer or pull them out of their focus on the story. But using cutaways solves this problem. Cutaways are shots that cut away from the action or the main character, but keep the viewer in the scene. It might be a shot of the vegetable shoppers are looking at, or a dog your subject is petting, or a shot of one person listening to another. The best cutaways add information to the story you're trying to tell. Reaction shots are also powerful tools. Our instinct as journalists is to record the action happening in front of us, but often the most important part of the story is actually the reaction. That reaction helps us understand the impact of an event. The importance of a building being torn down is difficult to judge from the backhoe. The reactions set up the significance of that action.
One of those, two, maybe the one, that one.
As you get better with your camera, you'll find you can let the subject enter or leave the frame. These shots essentially serve the same functions as cutaways, since once the subjects have left the frame, they can be doing something new in the next scene. But holding the shot long enough that people leave the frame requires patience. Getting ahead of your subjects and being ready for them to enter the frame requires you to anticipate where they're headed. But both of these make great transitions from one scene to another. So look for the natural cutaways, reaction shots, or transitions of people leaving and entering the frame to eliminate jump cuts. There may be times when you use jump cuts for effect, but the majority of the time you want to avoid them. You should try and compose each shot to make it visually pleasing, no matter how wide or tight it is. Composition plays a huge role in storytelling. The idea is not just to make an image pretty, but to lead the viewer's eye to the character's actions or the details that tell your story. To do this, photographers often use a technique called the rule of thirds. By dividing your screen into 3 parts, vertically or horizontally, and positioning the most important part of the image on that line, you draw people to see it. Most camera viewfinders, even phones, have a grid that you can turn on and off to help you use the rule of thirds. And here's a little secret. In an interview, put the eyes of your subject on the top line. No matter how close or far from the subject you are, it tends to make a pleasing composition. And perhaps the most important thing you can do for your video quality is to use a tripod. There's no question, a tripod is a pain. When you're beginning, it's awkward to carry, complicated to learn, and it takes time to set up. But it's critical that you use it as much as possible. But there will be times that you can't use your tripod, so then look for other ways to keep your shots from wobbling. Prop your camera on a chair, the floor, a table, anything that can help you keep your shot rock solid. You'll find your video looks much more professional when the shots are steady.